Bàbá tí ń bá wa ṣe. Bàbá tí ń bá wa ṣe o. That is the song on every Nigerian's lips, most especially the gladiators, the superheroes, the super Falcons of Nigeria. They are saying, we don't know how we did it, but we got here. You know how you did it. You were disciplined. You persevered. You were dogged. You tolerated. Amidst a whole lot of odds from home, you still stood your ground. It is what it is. You're welcome. It's still the show ongoing, and this is the Spotlight segment. My name is Kenny Davis, Mr. D. There's the story of the Super Falcons and their triumphant journey all the way in Morocco. I know that's a super thing to talk about, and yes, I've got a superhuman in the studio with me to discuss all of that. He's no other than one of the finest MCs in the country, or you can say on the continent, John Ojetunde. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you very much. Super duper excited to be here because of dear Super Falcons. And thank you for those adjectives. You take me superhuman. I'm also one of the finest MCs in town. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sparing time to be on the show. And John, let's get into talking. Let's just go to the aftermath of the competition. The final told the entire story. This lady's out to surmount a whole lot from Kilimanjaro to Everest, and then the hopes just keeps going. It was a super victory.
Yeah, it was indeed a super victory, by the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I think that this is the biggest match of the Super Falcons in the last 10 titles they've won, because this looks like a proper title challenge, and they won and conquered. In that final, we all know what happened. It's no longer news.
Yeah.
How they came back from 2 goals down, and eventually won in that one. One of the things that stood out for me is the fact that the coach was tactically aware of what was going on, and you know what? He responded immediately in the second half, and you could see that the changes that he introduced to the game actually changed the fortune of the game, which made Nigeria to eventually win that one. We saw everything that happened in that game. We saw likes of the changing come in the second half, and produce stunning performance. Okonkwo, super amazing. Ajibade, Temini, the girls were amazing in the final. And I can tell you what, I told someone, Kenny, this is a final that I haven't seen any women's final where you had that massive crowd.
Yeah.
I've never seen before. Maybe I stand to be corrected, but I've never seen that crowd, that the entire stadium was filled to the capacity. I haven't seen that. It tells you one thing. There's something special that Morocco is doing. As you know, they will also be hosting the next World Cup.
They hosted the last
they didn't
and
win.
Now they'll be hosting the next one, which will be a third in a row.
And Kenny, this also speaks to one thing. They are not giving up.
Yep.
We won. Yes, the Super Falcons won, but these Moroccans aren't giving up.
Yeah.
They're going to host this one again, and they look like they are going to win. Because look at the progression.
Yeah.
Right? 5 years ago, 5 years down the line, you can see the progression. You can see that these guys are actually working.
Intentional.
And for the Super Falcons, Kenny, the players that actually, made this WAFCON interesting were players that it was not planned that they were going to be in the team.
Of course.
They just let me say luck, fortune, grace, find them. Because I listened to one of the players how she got into that team. It was not planned.
Yeah.
They were in the US. The Randy Waldrum, that was the former coach.
Yeah.
Randy Waldrum was actually looking for girls to represent Nigeria in that particular commission, because they had a lot of the Nigerian players had visa issues. Then Randy Waldrum had to reach out to certain players, say, okay, please, if you play football in America, apply and all that. And they came to training, and that's how some of those girls were picked. Tells you one thing, sometimes it just requires that you need to just plug in the right people in the right place.
It's as simple as that. Let's go to talking about Justin Madugu. 11 players, one team. Then also we saw over the competition, different chop and changing. Then I think the boldest decision he took was resting Aziza Oshoala, either in some match or for some minutes in matches. Justin Madugu is the man going forward. What should be meted to Justin Madugu when it comes to respect?
I think that I like his audacity.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he's bold when he's taking certain decisions. He actually came out in his match post our pre-match conference to say that Azizat will be rested and be introduced in certain games. He'll be given some number of minutes because there are other players in that team who are young, they are hungry, and they are willing to go. And you can see, just the way the coach predicted it, we saw players that are young and they are more hungry. Yes, Azizat has won everything. She has won everything. That's why the coach decided that since we have players that this is their first WAFCON, they want to win it, they want to make history. And that's why you can see that in the final, these girls gave their all. And for Coach Madugu, although there are some games that I wasn't really too impressed with his tactics, there are some games that, yes, we won.
Forgive him. He had new players.
Yes, I
needed to adjust it.
I agree.
Play friendlies.
Yes,
Exactly.
why a lot of us would excuse
Forgive
him.
him. Yeah.
Yes, and forgive him. But then again, let's look at the positive side of it.
Yeah.
Astute management, management, of these girls, having to work with them for the first time. He hasn't worked with them before, working with them for the first time, and be able to bring out the best in them. Some people say that, oh, what's specially, what is the special thing he's doing? Because even we've had local coaches who've come and done amazingly well. But I tell you what, most of those coaches haven't had this experience of
In fact, there's only one foreign coach that has won the WAFCON for us.
Yes,
the local
coaches. So I think for Madugu, he has just sealed his job. He has won the heart of many Nigerians. And going forward, I think that there's more to come from him because at this time now, they're going to be scouting for more. And also, there'll be more Nigerian, American, Nigerian, whatever, foreign nationals who are of Nigerians descent who want to represent us now because they've seen the progress, they've seen the success, and they see what we're doing.
And they see what we're doing as it stands. But I always say, maybe this is where the Super Eagles will take lead from the Super Falcons, because the Super Falcons over time are a proper blend of foreign and also local base. You can mention likes of Deborah Abiodun, who started from here. Ijamilusi is still playing in the NWFL. Likes of Ohale, Dime, and all of that. Then you have the Plumters, the Aloziers, the Chegini, the Esther Okoronkwo, the Babajide, Omori Sola. These names are all foreign. Now I've mentioned the whole lot. John Ojetunde. It's a crop that for the first time, yes, maybe, we've had time, but it's like a unit. And then sitting at the top of the whole thing is Rashida Adibade, who is the captain. I think she did an amazing job, making it a one house and also making their focus one. Mission X is on our mind, and everybody had all their hands on deck to achieve that, and they did.
Yes, and that was the job of the captain. They usually call her Jesus Baby. It's not actually easy to deal with younger players because of how do I put it now? There's the pressure on them, and also there is this youth exuberance, and so it takes a lot of discipline, and it also takes a lot of leadership to be able to work with girls like that, and which is why I'm going to commend the likes of Azizat Oshoala and Ajibade. Despite the fact that Ajibade was the one leading the team, Oshoala was galvanizing and also giving them that big sis vibes of, okay, you guys, I'm going to support you guys. Although I might not be in the first 11, but I'm going to give you all the required support that you girls did. And you can see the signing games where you see she's standing up, she's saying, girls, let's go, we can do this. And that is what gives every coach and every unit the kind of result they get. There is no team that wants to win if there is absence of leadership and there is also absence of unity and togetherness. And you can spot that in this particular team. See, sometimes you may not have the required talents in a team, but when the team sticks together, they have the required belief, they can go all the way.
You can break a single broom, but try breaking a bunch, then you will know that there is work. Together, we stand. Divided, we fall. And that's the story of the Super Falcons. We'll press for time, but most definitely, we should touch on this before we run away. Azizat Oshoala. What can you say? She is a stalwart. She is an icon. In fact, she is the Super Falcons as it stands. Yes, we've had a lot of names, but what she had done for herself and the country cannot be mentioned less. And we just talked about it. The way she relates with the younger player, I think it helps the younger player feel we are part of this unit. In fact, we're a core of this unit and they don't feel left out. John Ojetunde, some are asking, this is the time to leave, but some are saying, whether you leave now or not, Aziza, thank you for everything that you've done for the country, for yourself, for anything that has to do with African football. And we wish you all the very best going forward. For you, Azizat Oshoala, yes, I know you commend her, but does she still have a place in it?
People will say that when the ovation is loudest, that is when you leave, or that's the best time to leave. And this is the best time you can actually sign up. I feel that a time in the Super Falcons.
She's 30.
But there are a lot of challenges that she's going through now. And also, her body is not the same anymore. In fact, in her club in the US, there's a lot there's a lot of internal rankings in the club presently. Personally, injuries have also, hampered her. And so I think at this point, it's best for her to just, leave the team and focus more on her football career. You see, there's one thing we all will be remembered for.
Focus on her club career.
Her club career.
Okay.
There's one thing that we'll all be remembered for: the legacies that we leave behind, and the impact that Azizat Oshoala has is a generational impact. It's an impact that we talked about for many years to come. She's one of the most decorated African female footballer you will ever.
Most decorated.
In fact, most decorated.
It's not one of.
Yes, most decorated. She's won plenty of AFCONs, won plenty individual awards, won club titles. What else can you talk about?
Golden boots everywhere.
She is super amazing. Yeah. She's someone that the younger ones will look at and say, no, this is a gem. Everyone knows Azizat Oshoala is a gem. She has won everything in football, except maybe the World Cup. But even without the World Cup, it doesn't put a stain, or it doesn't put a dent on whatever she has achieved. But I also feel that there's always a time when it's right to say, I have done my best. It's time to leave. And I feel that I don't want it to get to a point where it will, because it was looking like it at the point of this commission, where Nigerians were saying, where the fans were saying, Azizat should not start any game. She's losing momentum. She's not it anymore. And I don't want it to get to that point. So it's best for her now. The WAFCON, it's time for her to say, thank you, Nigeria. Thank you for the fans, for all you've done. Without you, I won't be able to get to where I am today. She has given her all. She has given everything. She needs also to be celebrated. Yeah,
she needs also to be celebrated. And Azizat Oshoala, if you're needing a bow out speech, John has started it for you. Maybe he can get to complete it. There is a reason why she's called Agbabola.
Yeah.
Go anywhere in the world. In fact, people around the world started speaking proper Yoruba or Pidgin English because of Azizat Oshoala. I saw them typing Agbabola. Do they know the meaning? They all know that is a top footballer that is called Agbabola right here in this part of the world. It is what it is. We on Prime Sports continues to wish you all the very best. In fact, you are the best, and the best always goes to the person who has done so much for herself. And if you're talking of women's football, you can mention a whole lot of names: Florence Omagbemi, Mercy Akide, Perpetua Nkwocha, and Dede. You can go on and on, but there is none coming close to Azizat Oshoala and what she has done for nation, for continent, and also for world football when it comes to women's football. This is a fantastic place to live it, but we must say that it's a beautiful victory, 10th title. In fact, there is a whole lot going with the 10th title. New trophy. Yes, the new trophy was unveiled for this competition. The Super Falcons won it first. Then also new prize money, 100% increase. It used to be $500,000. Now it is $1 million. That tells you they carried everything. They won 10, they won new trophy, they won new money. Fantastic, ladies. Mission X accomplished. Let's go for Mission XI, which is the 11th title come the next competition. Morocco, we're coming for you again. I must say at this point, John Ojetune, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, good to be here once again.
Good to have John Ojetune with us here. And hey, when you are superb, you always calmly just break things down. That is what we just enjoy. It is what it is on Spotlight, on Prime Sports. And yes, we're still here. Don't touch it, because we still have a lot to enjoy right here. Go nowhere.